The family that prays together stays together. My name is Ayimbisibwelime, Semian of the Congregation of Holy Cross. Today I welcome you to the 24th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Yes, the first reading is taken from Exodus chapter 32, verse 7 to 11, then 13 to 14. The second reading is taken from the first letter of St. Paul to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 12 to 17, and the Gospel is taken from Luke chapter 15, verse 1 to 32. The theme of a reflection is the superabundant mercy of God. God always loves us in spite of our sinfulness. Even when we get lost, when we sin and hide ourselves from Him, He always looks for us. He's always willing to reconcile us so that we can come back to Himself. Indeed, His mercy is eternal and immeasurable. His mercy segregates no one. He calls everyone to embrace His mercy regardless of the tribe, of the nation, of the race, and of the status of life that we are in. He is always there to welcome us, to embrace us. In the second reading, St. Paul is proud. He boasts of the countless mercy of God. Out of his sinfulness, he is called to be a servant of God. He is a person who was a blasphemer, a person who was persecuting the people of God, a person who was arrogant. But he's so happy that out of all those bad things he had done against the people of God, he is still chosen to be a servant of God. He is called back and he's forgiven, and then he becomes a servant of God. He becomes a disciple of Christ. In the Gospel, we also still see the mercy of God, where Christ is so much concerned about looking for the lost sheep. He leaves the 99 and still goes to look for the one that is lost. And also the story of the merciful Father who embraces his Son, who welcomes back his Son and forgives him after he had mishandled his life. His Son was given the property, he was given his inheritance, but he went away, misconducted his life, spent all recklessly. But when he came back, his Father embraces him with mercy and love. And it is the same way that Christ is eager to welcome us back when we have sinned against Him. I know as human beings, we sin against God in many ways, in words, thoughts, and actions. And sometimes when we sin, we think we are unworthy to come back to Jesus Christ. But today we are reminded that even when we have sinned, even when we think that we are unworthy to come before Him, for Him is there to embrace us, to say, "Come back, my son. Come back, my daughter." He is always there, willing to forgive our transgressions, because we know we will always sin against Him. But the lesson today is that His mercy is abundant before us, even when we think that we have done all the wrong things against our fellow beings, against His love, against His will, against His commandments. He is there to say, "Come back, my child. Come back, my son. Come back, my daughter, and embrace my mercy." Today, let us continue praying for the courage, for the graces that we need, so that even when we think we have gone astray, even when we think that we have wronged God in many ways, come back, especially through the sacrament of reconciliation, where He embraces us, where He forgives us our transgressions. Let us try to do all the acts that we can so that we can receive His mercy, so that we can receive forgiveness from Him, so that we can be in better relationship with Him even after we have done wrong, even after we have done things that do not praise Him. So our prayer today should be, may we always keep reflecting on the mercy of God that is countless, that is superabundant, the mercy that is always there to welcome us, to receive us at all times. The family that prays together stays together.